Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Snick 500, another DCS video. And a year ago, almost to the day, I put this video out. DCS World, new year, new map, Iraq first review. We looked at some of the missions that were available for it. We looked at, we kind of flew over it a little bit, had some conversation about it, and talked about my excitement for this map. And it has been a year, so I wanted to kind of backtrack for just a little bit and take a look back and see how it has aged in this year. There's been some updates. I'm not going to go through all of them, mainly because there's only been a few in a year. And the map makers are working hard on it, and I don't want to bang on them for it, but we've still only got the northern part worked on. They haven't released the other parts of it yet. They're working on it. I trust that they're working on it. I am still excited for how this map can go. So if you're watching this in 2026, I am assuming two things about you. Number one, you have not bought this map yet. And number two, you're wondering if you should. Now, if you've bought the map, then you're in the same boat I am. And you probably feel a little bit the way I do. If not, tell me in the comment section below. If you haven't bought it yet, and you are still super excited about it, but you're wondering if you should, that's kind of where we're at. This is a year out from when we first started. So first thing we're going to look at is the instant action. When you go to a map like, say, Cold War Germany, which came out before Iraq, after Iraq did. My apologies, after Iraq did. You've got Training Bomb for the A-10. You've got Cold Start at Stonefield, Free Flight Training Bombing. Nothing for the 2, nothing for the A-4. You've got some Tomcat missions, Basic Fighter Maneuver, Free Flight, Cold Start Recovery, etc., etc. F-15, nothing. F-5, nothing. F-86 for the FC, nothing. F-18, you've got a Cold Start. Basically, what I'm showing you here is there's some basic things that you can do on the map just by purchasing it, right? When we go to Iraq, let's go. I take that back. Let's go to something like Cola map, another map that I purchased early on. A-10, not really anything to write home about, but runway start, free flight, cold start, landing. You just click these and you're gone. Nothing for the Tomcat, F-15, F-5, F-86. You've got air-to-air start, runway start, landing start for the Hornet. Popular aircraft. 29 Mustang. You get a bomber escort mission in the Colo map. That could be interesting. You get ground attack rail sightings. That's something interesting. SU-25A, nothing. SU-25T comes with the game. You get a cold start free flight, night free flight, which could be interesting. Landing, ground attack, and intercept. Some basic, interesting missions to do. TF-51D, another plane that comes with DCS. Cold start in Russia. You get a takeoff from Russia, flying around in Russia, and a landing in Russia. So there's some stuff there to do. When you go to Iraq, you get some of that with the P-51, the TF-51, excuse me. Nothing for the Huey. SU-33, SU-27. You've got a cold start, takeoff, free flight, night for free flight. So basically the same kind of setup from what we just saw on the Cola map. SU-25T. You got a handful of missions to do. Okay, cool. For the Mustang, I mean, nothing really exciting. Cold and dark start, runway start, free flight, landing, and ground attack. MiG-29, getting some information in. So the FC-3 planes look like they're starting to get some content for here. I wouldn't expect anything from the Corsair since it literally just came out this past year. For the Hornet, handful of missions. Sabre, nothing. F5, nothing. Now, granted, these are the FC3, the Flaming Cliffs versions, and not the full fidelity. Nothing for the F-15C. One mission from Seldo for the basic fire maneuvers. A-10, some. A-10C regular, none. A-10A, nothing. So, largely, lack of missions available for Iraq. So, as a mission maker, it has everything you want. Not going to lie. It's got sea stuff. It's got bases. It's got large airfields. It's got small airfields. It's ready to be made a map with. Let's look at, if you're not a map maker, you want to play multiplayer. If you want to play single player, by the way, we just saw what was already there. And if you're not a mission maker, that's what's available to you. Sure, you can make your own missions, but, it's kind of lacking. Let's look at a map like Cold War Germany first. These are on the multiplayer servers. This is, as of today, on just what loads up. So you got pages of Cold War Germany servers that you can sign up to use. You can fly on. Some of them have passwords, some of them don't. Some have Discord you got to get to. Regardless, a bunch of interest in the Cold War Germany map. Let's look at the Cola map. Again, pages of Cola map, just servers. Let's look at something like Afghanistan. Pages of servers. Now, some of the, let's see what we got here. These are very unhappy servers. Yeah. No sweat. But, again, pages. There's at least, page and a half here of servers for Afghanistan now. When we look at Iraq, if you're judging whether you should purchase this or not, that's it. That's the whole list as of today. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Well, we're going to say 15 because I might have miscounted there. There's 15 for the Iraq map. This is what you're purchasing to fly on a multiplayer server. In the past year, I haven't done a lot of flying on Iraq either. A quick look through the missions for mission creators. There is nothing that comes with any aircraft that I own on the Iraq map. The F-15, the F-14, the A-10, all of these were in that theater. Soviet aircraft, all of these, I think, were all in that theater in their own way. Maybe not the Su-33, but that's not an option. It feels a little frustrating that this is where this is. I don't even think, as we sit here right now, that I have any missions made on Iraq. I've got Persian Gulf, Marianas, Nevada. Those are all Caucasus. Nope. Do I have anything in the Tomcat on it? I sure don't. So, yeah. Let's just load it up and look at it real quick. Custom is fine, but I do want the Iraq map. We're going to click OK. Show the loading time for it. When I did this video originally, I let this, I cut all this part out. This is just loading Iraq on my system. Okay, terrain graphics up to, there we go. That felt like it took a minute compared to the other maps that I've loaded. Germany takes a little bit, though, so I guess that's fair. Let's just go here. We're going to make this blue, and I want to go full information. We're going to go dynamic spawn, allowed. Where's Baghdad? We got the H2 airbase. These got added, the H2 and H3. Those are new this year. Baghdad International Airport. There we go. Blue. Full info. Dynamic spawn. Alright, cool. File. Save as. Iraq. And we're going to launch this in a multiplayer server just so that I can, you know, get this going. Again, not getting rid of anything on this, by the way, guys. Just showing you guys all of this. Baghdad International. Let's jump into a Huey. Get my livery on for it. Where is it? Why can't I find it? There it is. I didn't let spawn hot checked. Dang it. All right, hang on a minute. All right, take two. This time I should be able to hot start. And Baghdad International. We're going to jump back down to the Huey. Because it's got a little better option for flying around, let you see what this looks like. Than what me flying out from the Tomcat would be at speed and everything else. So, all right, cool. Let me get this set up here. Okay. Don't get to criticize my flying in a Huey. I know I suck at it. But this is still kind of the best way to show you what this looks like. So let's get this airborne. And fly around and take a look. Okay, so Baghdad. This is probably right now the third time I've actually been on this map in a year. I've been on Germany a handful of times. Been flying a lot of Persian Gulf lately. I am really enjoying the Persian Gulf map, but it's also a well-established map. It is doing all the things it needs to do to be a really good map. It's got a lot of interest in it. It's got a lot of people that are flying on it. Maybe some of my reluctance to fly on the Iraq map is, as you saw, it's on a very popular map as multiplayer maps go, which tells you there's not a lot of need for it. If you saw those maps, not a lot of people flying on it. Let's go that way, wrong way. That doesn't mean it's not interesting. Doesn't mean there aren't things here that grab your attention. But Major city. There's one more thing when I'm flying on this that I forgot to show you earlier that we'll take a look at here in a minute. And that's what the Eagle Dynamics website has for it. Again, as a mission maker, there's lots of options. There's city runs, there's command, there's combined arms that could be here. There's nighttime fighting, daytime fighting, reenactments, setting things up, all of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do. If you want to make a mission. But if you just want to fly the map, so far not a lot to look at. I mean, not a lot to use. There are plenty to look at. All those buildings. I mean, we already saw the airfields, and they're working on it. I am not upset that I have purchased this. I am not as excited after a year for how little I have flown on it. Part of that's my fault. I accept that. Kind of heading to that spire right there. Ian, you don't get to criticize my flying in a Huey. I'm not very good at it. It's the best I can do, though. All right. I think that covers Baghdad. For what you're looking at, anyway. Let's head off to that other base that I grabbed. All right, we'll do this in the A-10. I don't need any weapons, so this will give you a little more ground view of takeoff and landings and whatnot. Where did I start? Way down here, so we need to go right and then left. Cool. Disappointment would be how I would describe it right now. For me. I wouldn't say frustrated, because I can make missions. I do much more air-to-air stuff, not going to lie. This would be a great one to do some reenactments with. There's a bunch of the aircraft that flew during the Iraq wars that are in DCS. Now, if you've got Iraq in the F-16, I'll bet there's a couple of missions that are really good, but I don't know. And maybe that's a fault of aircraft that I own. Although I own some pretty popular aircraft. I don't own all the aircraft, so I can't check them all. Rotate. Airborne. Gears up. All right. So we'll buzz around the city for a little bit. As low and slow as the A10 can go. Which is, you know, pretty slow. Now, none of this is stuff I looked at before. We just did that one flight from, 40,000 feet in the Tomcat from the water all the way to here. Long flight. Still is. It's covering a big area. Again, not really looking for landmarks. That's where we took off from. I'm not like, oh, you got to see this and these great things. Like we kind of did a little bit with Germany. Mainly the wall. Or where the wall was. No, actually, I take it back. You can see the wall there. Yeah. I don't want to be critical. Because map making is not easy. All of those buildings have to get put in. Trees have to get put in. They're matching stuff up. They're not matching stuff up. They're doing what they can. It's only been a year. But it's also been a year. If that makes sense. Forgot to turn my lights off. That looks better. All right, so where are we at? We are up here. We're flying north. Have I got... For the purposes of this, I don't have the time to get out here. I really don't. All right. So, yeah. A little more altitude. Detail changes a little bit. This nice ridge here. All right. I think you get the idea. At least from what I'm showing you here. And you may love this map, and I'm not showing you something you love doing on it. Let me know in the comment section below, and I will absolutely add on or do a revised of this from your standpoint and take a look at it. But there's one more thing that I can show you that will give you an idea of what you get when you get this map. And that is when you go to the Eagle Dynamics website. And as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of what the Eagle Dynamics website offers. So if we go to the downloads and the user files, this is all stuff that creators that fly DCS have made. There's liveries here, there's missions here, there's mods here, there's all sorts of cool stuff that, can really help you get through stuff. But if I go to type and go missions, or single missions, I should say, and map and Iraq, you will notice that there are only 10. Afghanistan has 51. Cold War Germany, 48. Caucasus, 313. Makes sense. Comes free with the game. Marianas, 50. Marianas World War II, 24. So you're looking at 75 for the Marianas. Nevada testing map, 38. Not a great map for a lot of combat stuff. You got Top Gun stuff there, which is what probably most of those missions are. Normandy 4 for 1944. For Normandy 2.0, it's 35. Persian Gulf, 71. Sinai, 76. South Atlantic, 15. South Afghanistan, 6. So less than Iraq. Syria, 229. Looks like it's our big winner for maps. The channel's 6, and then any map is 8. But let's just look at the Iraq map. And we're going to show these 10 missions that have been made. Battle over Baghdad, you need the F-16. Mover Spectre Series Challenge, Chapter 9. I'm guessing you need the you need the F-16 for this one. No sweat. Totally get it. Shout out to Mover and Gonky. Battle of Fallujah, F-16. You need the OH-58D. You know, Iraq, multi-crew, Kiowa. So this is a Kiowa mission. F-16. F-16. Fort Hood, Iraq map, Iraq. I'm guessing this is combined arms. Rules are common. Launch some spawns. I'm going to guess this is a combined arms mission. Let's do a real quick. Raiders, Iraq. Foothold. Let's just look at... Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let me copy that very quickly and see if this pops up for something interesting. No, it looks like it's a guy. So, cool. Capture some areas, you unlock benefits in your coalition, such as friendly air patrols. Okay, so I'm guessing this is a combined arms mission. That makes a lot of sense that that's what's here. You got an A-10 mission. You've got Mi-24. You got a Hind, which is the Mi-24. I'm not stupid. Sometimes I act like I am. But this is Iraq versus Iran, fictional single-player mission. There's a lot of Iraq versus Iran that could be here when Iraq gets finished that's just not here yet. And the Highway of Death, Desert Storm is the Hornet. That's it. That's everything that's available right now for the Iraq map. So what's Nick telling you? There's not a lot after a year. Some of it is a little frustrating. Not all of it, but some. So overall, am I upset that I bought the map? I am not. I wanted to support the map makers, and give them extra funds so they can keep working on it and build on it and get it fully out. I still see potential in this map. It's just not there yet. It's just not there. Snake 500. I'll see you in the next one.